Hey everyone, and itchy nose. Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial is on, oh my god, my window just blew. Oh my god, that gave me the fright of my life. Someone must have opened a window or a door downstairs, please God, or else I have a ghost in my room, which is great. Okay, so anyway, today's tutorial is on this look right here. It is like a sunset ombre kind of summer inspired smoky eye. I was really inspired by I Love Sarah E here on YouTube, and she is the most beautiful human I've ever seen in my entire life. She is beautiful, and I'm sure all of you know who she is. I seen a picture she put on Instagram and I just fell in love with it. I wanted to recreate it, so yeah, this is my kind of take on it. If you want to see how I created this look, I did my eyes and my face in this tutorial because the last tutorial I skipped out on my skin, and I know a lot of you really like to see that, so I said I'd put it in this one. In today's tutorial I use a mix of different eyeshadow palettes just to show you as well that you don't need to go out and buy one eyeshadow palette just because it's the new and out. I always raid back through my collection and have a look at different eyeshadows that I want to use when I'm doing a look. Obviously some palettes get you really inspired and you could just use the whole palette and do a look, but sometimes you just get an idea into your head, or you'll see something that you want to recreate and you'll just have to pick different eyeshadows of what you already have, and that is sometimes the most fun and creative looks that you do. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this look, and remember, you don't need any of the products that I have. You just need to, oh, my midi ring just fell off. You don't need to have exactly the products I have, but I do show all the products and all the colours and stuff, so it's easy for you to recreate at home. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. I've been trying out like a new technique doing my eyebrows lately. I have just tinted them. Now my eyebrows are like gappy right in this section, so I do tint that, but it's still like on camera for some reason. In person it doesn't look as bad, but on camera it literally looks like I've just two white patches like right there. I'm trying to let them grow out because a girl I know that does HD brows told me to let this section grow. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to go in with my favourite P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade Rumour. I'm just taking a tiny bit of that just on the back of my hand. And I'm going to actually carve out my brows first. Because they're tinted, I have a good guide. So this is just going to stop me overdrawing them too much. So I'm going exactly under the tint, just cleaning up the brow. Okay, so I've just done this eyebrow. I've just filled it in off camera, and I've brought my base down just all over my lid, which I do in every tutorial, so I just kind of skipped that little part. And then with the INGLOT brow gel in shade 19. Usually I use pencils, but because I only really need to fill in just this tiny bit of my brow, I've been just using the INGLOT brow gel. So I'm just taking the INGLOT brow gel and I'm using a ZOEVA winged liner brush, and I'm just creating like hair strokes using this brush through the brows. So following the direction of the hair growth of the brows. On the other brow I ended up making a mess of it and just filling it in, but I just wanted to show you the actual technique that I have been using, but for some reason I messed up the other brow and I just filled it in. But this is how I've been doing my brows the last few days, and I really like how it looks and it's really natural. So I just fill in my brows now like that. I actually don't even really fill in this section anymore because they're actually after getting so full, which I can't believe I'm even saying that about my brows because it took a while, but it just, this section is so like just won't grow. It's so bald. I might have to get like microblading done on it because it really won't grow for me. And yeah, they are my brows. Let's move on to the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this eye now. I've done this eye off camera. I haven't put lashes or anything on. I just wanted to get a quick sketch of what I was doing. So I'm gonna go in with the SUVA Beauty. This is their Cupcakes and Monsters palette, but all of the shades I'm pretty sure are sold separately. So I'm only going to go in with one shade, and it is called Bloody Mary. It's this beautiful reddy orange shade right here. I'm just going to make sure my base isn't creased, so I'm just going in with a ZOEVA buffer brush and just pan everything into place. What I found with these eyeshadows is that they're very dry The formula is very dry. I used to absolutely adore this palette, and it's still definitely workable, but it's just so funny when you've tried like so many different colours, coloured palettes since, you really realise just how good or bad an eyeshadow palette is. Now this isn't bad, I'm not saying that, but it's just funny to see like how colour has come on. This was like my first probably colour palette that I ever bought that was just full of colours. I actually bought it for like Halloween because I thought it would be unreal to do lots of like Halloween looks with it. So I'm just literally packing that on in that outer corner. This is a 225 brush from ZOEVA, and it's a Luxe Eye Blender brush. So I'm really just packing that shadow on in the outer corner. And then I'm going in with a clean, well, it's stained from the other eye, but it's a clean blank canvas E26 brush. And I'm just going to run this just across the edges just to buff that shade out just a little bit. So you're starting kind of in one section and then it will blend all together. Don't worry about what way it's going to look when it's finished right now. Just trust yourself and it will all come together. So I'm just buffing that shade out. So now that we've kind of buffed that out, I'm going back in with the same brush and just a little bit more product. And I'm literally like patting it, like stamping it onto my eye. So just circular motions. So now to blend that shade out just so it looks more gradient, I'm going to go in first with MAC Cosmetics. This is the shade Red Brick. It is a beautiful, really wearable orange. And then I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek's Early Bird. It is a beautiful like mustardy orange, yellow shade. All of the colours. So I'm going to go in with Red Brick on a Charlene Collins. Like it's just basically a fluffy kind of shader brush, very similar to that blank canvas one that we used, but just a fresh clean one. These brushes are such, like, no matter what brand, like nearly every brand has this type of brush and they are just so handy for your kit. So I'm just running that along the edges of the Bloody Mary shade just to buff it out, and I'm kind of winging it out because I want it to be, I know we have to clean this up so don't worry about that yet, but I just want it to be really winged out. Going in with a ZOEVA 224 brush, I'm going to go on the edges of that Red Brick shade and just start kind of buffing it out, and again kind of sweeping it out on that outer corner. The last step before anything else, I always go in with a clean fluffy brush just to blend out any harsh lines, especially on your lash shade, because there's nothing to blend that out. Everything else had like a gradient shade to blend up. Just has to be blended into the concealer. Now we're going to go in with some yellow. Kind of just dipped into a lot of different palettes for this look, so you don't have to buy like one whole palette to do a look. Whatever you have at home, try and recreate. That's why I like to show you the exact colour, so whatever you have at home you can kind of dip into and use. So I'm going in with the shade Campy from the Lunar Beauty Mani MUA palette. It's the Life's a Drag palette. I'm just packing this on my lid for now, and then we're going to blend it all together. And you don't even have to go in with this glitter. I just thought I added a little bit of like festival-y, like summer vibes, but I actually just really like the eyes just like that as well, and like lashes, and you're good to go. Nothing left on this brush, well, nothing extra on the 225 brush from ZOEVA, and that's the one that we use Bloody Mary on. I'm just kind of meshing those two shades together just like that, and then just softly blend them because you want to get a nice blend. And then whatever's kind of left over on your yellow brush, you're going to want to kind of flick it up and just softly blend all together. Going in with a little bit of the Red Brick shade just to soften the edges. Again with the Lunar Beauty palette, but like I said before, it's just a matte white eyeshadow, so anyone that you have at home can do the job. It's a really pigmented white shade. It's beautiful, and I love the fact that they put it in the palette. I know a white shade isn't for everybody's skin tone, but it's brilliant to mix in with your shadows if you need to create a different eyeshadow. So I like the inner corner to kind of be a little bit brighter, a little bit more highlighted, so I'm just going in with that white. One extra on this brush that we had the yellow on, and we're kind of just sweeping the white into the yellow. Just like that. And now going in with a clean ZOEVA. This is a 231 brush, and it's their Luxe Petite Crease brush. and I'm just blending the white and the yellow together just to have a nice kind of gradient with it. So we're going in with some ST.TROPEZ glitter, and this is from Push Makeup. This is an Irish brand and it is such a beautiful shade. I've been using it on all of my clients lately. It's like such a beautiful peachy golden orange, just summer in a little tub. So this is a cream eyeshadow. You can pop this all over your lid, or I like to use it to stick pigments down. So I'm just gonna run this just in the center of my eye to begin with, just like that, and then we're gonna buff out the edges. I do as well, like, look at my hand, I like to just run a little bit of the excess off the brush and then start to blend, and then you can always pick up a little bit more from your hand. Then I like to work off my hand. It softens the product, it heats the product up and makes it a little bit more workable, I find. Another product I love to use for like cream eyeshadow bases is the INGLOT products. The INGLOT gel liners, they're beautiful to stick down pigments and stuff like that. So I'm just blending with that little pencil brush, and then going in a little bit with my finger as well, just to kind of blend in the excess. Nothing on my brush, but just blending those edges of the shadows, because we don't want like a harsh line between like the yellow and the orange when we do put the glitter. So just kind of blending the edges just by patting. Now we're going to go in with the glitter. I'm using the Hollywood Peaches and Cream glitter pigment. They're a pigment, but there's definitely like little glitter sparkles in it. Don't know if you, oh no, crying. Actually dip my pencil brush that I just used in, and I just start to stamp it all over the cream base. So I just stamp it all over that cream base that we used. I got in with BPERFECT in the shade STARZ, and this is like a liquid glitter, so it comes like that in like a little wand. I'm just going to put a tiny bit in the centre. I actually thought I brought home my gold one of these and it ended up in the silvery one. They're quite just like sparse glitter, so I don't really mind. So I'm just popping it into the middle, and then using the same brush we used for the pigment, I'm just like running it over just to kind of help set it and just blend it out, and it just gives like a little bit more of an intensity, and this really catches the light as well. I use these as well as like a glitter glue too for glitters, because they're not like really full of glitter, they're really nice and sparse, the glitter, but it's beautiful. It's a lovely like way to like add like this like a topper onto your eyeshadow look, or you can use it again to stick down pigments, which is beautiful. The last little step, and this is really just to help with putting down eyelashes. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of a dark brown eyeshadow and just buffing it into those edges. And a little bit on the inner corner as well. And that's literally just going to help when we put our lashes on. You will have like a bit of a darker liner to blend it all together. So I'm going to go in with this SOSU by Suzanne Jackson Paris lashes, and I'm using some duo glue to apply those. So I'm going to stick on those SOSU lashes. I've just been letting my lash glue get nice and sticky, and then I always like to wiggle the band like this so that they just kind of sit better on the eyes. So I'm just going to apply them straight down onto my lash. Just like that, and give yourself a little minute breathe, and then just grab the lash and just make sure it's sitting exactly where it feels comfortable and exactly where you want them. I always kind of aim for mine to be more in the outer corner. I don't like them in too far here because that really irritates me, and I know it irritates a lot of my clients, so I always cut them a tiny bit shorter so that they're not too far in. I just pinch the lashes and like my natural lashes together. Sorry, I don't know if you could see that because I'd be shitting that I'm gonna poke my eye out, so I'd be always very careful doing that. So just like that, they are the lashes on, and now I'm gonna do my skin and come back to the eyes then after. Okay, so the eyes are done. I'm going to move on to my face. I have tan on, but my face is white because I find my skin gets really dry when I put false tanner on my skin, so that's why I'm so white, but I'm going to match it in, so don't judge me for going darker with my foundation. I know my skin is very pale at the minute, but my actual body, my body is quite dark. So there we go. Alright, so I'm going to go in with some MAC Strobe Cream, and this is just a pink light one. It's just, I always buy the travel size, and I'm just going to apply that to my skin. I always just rub it into between the tips of my finger and then just apply it. Just like that. And rub it everywhere. Oh my gosh, my phone hasn't stopped pinging today. And not even like exciting ones, it's just like work and stuff. So just rubbing that everywhere. This just is so moisturising on the skin and makes your skin just feel so soft and fresh and hydrated. I absolutely adore it. Now going in with my absolute all-time favourite of Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I'm just going to apply that to my skin as well. I just literally go straight from the bottle. And then I like to, lately I've been applying with a beauty blender. I seen a makeup artist on here I forgot who it was, but I remember thinking like, oh, because I just always use my fingers. You don't have to, but I just find it takes, like, it just really spreads it really lovely. And then when you go in with your foundation, it's not like too sticky or anything, it's just nicely blended onto the skin. So you can just see how fresh and hydrated that makes your skin look. Really dewy. I love this on like a day-to-day basis, especially with no makeup. This is shade 3 that I'm wearing, and it's really close to my natural skin tone for days where I'm not wearing tan or makeup, but it's fine too when I am wearing tan, especially when I go in with some foundation. So I'm going to go in with NARS Stromboli, and I'm just going to give it a good shake. I actually always forget to shake this, and I really think it makes a difference when you do, so give it a good shake. I that directly onto my beauty sponge. It would help if I opened it. 2 pumps today. Usually one kind of does me for like a day-to-day look, but I feel like for this I might need 2. So I'm just gonna bounce that all over my skin. I actually feel like this might be a bit light for me at the minute compared to my tan, but we'll make it work. I'll bronze up. And now it's actually working out fine. Sometimes I mix a tiny bit of Syracuse in with it when I'm really tan for like a night out. I love these little clips. What do you think of them? I got them in Zara, but I don't, they keep sliding down. I'm brutal with hair, so I need anything handy, like a hairband or little clips like this, cute, to make it look like I actually put effort in to my hair instead of just getting up and brushing it. I always bring that onto the ears as well. I get like redness on my ears. Should have took my earrings out. Oh well. Okay, so going in with concealer now. I'm going in with the NARS Natural Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I like custard as well. I think custard is more of like a summer shade for me. I could do it today with my like extra tan, but I switch between custard and vanilla. Sometimes I like to mix the two because I do like a bright under eye. Not too bright, but a little bit bright. But custard is nice, I find. Yeah, like the center of my nose to get like a nice kind of natural kind of contour to the nose. A little bit on the cupid's bow and the chin. I've been loving these two NARS products recently, but they're so much like neutral than what I'm used to. These shades at least, because I'm so used to MAC and like MAC NC 30, 35, like whatever. The NCs are so much like more yellow and orange, so I'm kind of getting used to it. I feel like sometimes I look a bit grey with this, but I think it's only because I'm not used to them being kind of more neutral than like the MAC colours. So the next thing we're going to go in with is the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade Mocha. So it's just a beautiful rich brown shade. It's for like my cream bronzer. So I'm just going to apply that just to my cheekbones, to the forehead, chin, and then I like to bring it down the side of my jaw and then like underneath as well. So the side, like my sideburns, and then underneath. And then Rihanna does this, so I do it now too. So she brings it right down her neck as well. So I'm going to blend that all out. I'm going to use a Nima domed kabuki brush. I think this is called the CJ brush, but I have this year's. It's so good. And I'm going to start kind of using my brush to like flick the product upwards so that it is blending up rather than down. If we blended the contour down, we'd be doing the opposite of what we want. So I'm just blending it up. go in with my PLOUISE lipstick in the shade Natural Rosewood, and I'm going to just use a bit of cream blush basically. I use lipsticks all the time as cream blushes because I just love how they apply to the skin and they just look really natural. So sometimes I'll just whack whatever heavy bit is off onto the back of my hand, but it just blends out like a dream. So going in with some Laura Mercier translucent powder in, and take a bit of powder, and then I like to like pat off the excess into the like tub lid. I don't like it being too heavy under my eyes, but I used to hate this powder. I never got why people really liked it, and then I tried it with this the Natural Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS, and oh my god, it's just a match made in heaven. Because their concealer is so nice and full coverage but hydrating, they just go so well together. I think that any concealer I used before was obviously too drying to go with this powder, or maybe my skin has just changed, I don't know. I used to never be able to wear this, I used to clump under my eyes, but now I adore it. So just going in and popping that all over the middle section, like my T-zone area, because that's where I get oily. I was like picking at my skin and I have like a little cut here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really annoying me because it just looks like a little red like freckle. It's weird. And with a palette that I've been loving lately, it's the CHEEKLEADER Bronze Squad palette from Benefit, and it just looks like this. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go in with the shade Caramel Hula, and it is just beautiful. Like, it reminds me of Uninterrupted by MAC, which was discontinued. Very pigmented, so like a little goes a long way. What I like about this shade is it's more warmer than Hula. So Hula would be like my contour shade because it's quite cool and neutral, and then this is more bronzy. So that's why I like it, because Hula was definitely too ashy for me, so I could never use it really on its own. I'd have to use it with a bronzer. So that is the bronzer done. I'm going to go back into this palette again, and I'm going to use, oh, if I can open it, and I'm going to use the shade Coralista. So it's this one right here, and it's such a beautiful blusher shade. So I'm just applying that Coralista just to the apples of my cheeks, working it backwards into the bronzer as well. This is such a beautiful, like, it has a gorgeous glow to it, but it's not shimmery or like glittery or anything. It's just like really healthy looking. It's lovely. Shade Cookie. Oh my god, this shade is absolutely beautiful. It is blinding, and it is just like a really creamy formula as well. So because I want this look a little bit more bronzy, I'm going to go in with a gold, more of a golden highlight, and then I'm going to top that off with Cookie. So I'm going to go in with some Laura Geller Gilded Honey and just applying it to the cheekbones. This is just going to act as like a really bronzy kind of transition almost for the Cookie highlight. The Cookie highlight is absolutely beautiful, but it's really blinding, and I want this look to kind of stay as bronzy as it can. So I'm going to go in with this golden one first, and then I'll apply some Cookie afterwards. And I'm just going to use my same Morphe. This is a Morphe M510 brush, and I'm just going to use that just on the high points. But oh my god, this Cookie shade is absolutely blinding, and it's the most beautiful, sorry my dad is singing downstairs, it's the most beautiful formula ever. I just wish, like, I love the shade of it, but I just wish there was like a darker shade as well, especially for like deeper skin tones. So I hope they bring out more of these highlighting shades because they're absolutely so beautiful. I'm going to just run that just down the bridge of my nose. So I'm going to go back to my eyes now, so that's why I have yous zoomed in. So I'm going to do my under eye first with the shade Bloody Mary, and just running that right underneath the lash line. I'm going to go back in with the shade Campy as well, and I'm bringing that under the lash line as well, but just on the inner corner. Going in with shade Red Brick and just blending the two together just to give it more of an ombre effect. In with a little bit of Early Bird, and I'm blending out that orange. Blending it right up into that outer corner. Just to get that blend nice and blended, I'm just going in with that clean fluffy brush, but I have a little bit of the shade Early Bird on it just to blend everything out really nicely. I'm going to zoom these in a tiny bit more so you can see. There we go. So I'm going to go in with a ZOEVA graphic eyeliner or graphic liner pencil in the shade Glance. And this is such a beautiful warm kind of brown. There's a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I'm just going to run that right underneath. And I'm only going halfway. With this I'm not bringing it right in. A little detailer brush just to smudge it out. Just running that right along, and then you're kind of dragging it into the yellow but not focusing it on the yellow. I kind of want the smokiness to be on the outer corners. In with the shade Glance again, I'm going to just run that in my waterline. So I've just applied that brown liner to the waterline and underneath, and now I'm going to go in with some mascara, if I can find it. So I'm going to run some of the Bad Gal Bang mascara. You know, I love my minis. I find the minis are just last much better because you have to throw them out after a while anyway, so it saves me from not throwing them out. So I'm just going to coat my bottom lashes with some mascara. The difference this mascara makes is unbelievable. Like, look at that. So that is the finished eye look there. I'm going to zoom these out now. I'm going to go in with MAC Spice lip liner, and I'm using the smallest little Kiko mirror to line my lips. And now I'm going to go in with some Honey Love lipstick from MAC Cosmetics. So just filling in the middle, and now I'm going to go in with a gloss. This is a Kiko Lip Gloss, and it is their Hydra Gloss in the shade 03, and it is such a beautiful gloss. It's absolutely stunning. The little doe foot on it as well, it's such a nice little shape. So that is the gloss there, and that is the finished look. It's just so summery. I'm really like happy. I just feel like these colours make me feel so happy and really summery and fresh and bright. I hope that you liked this tutorial. If you did, leave a big thumbs up and let me know what you'd like to see in my next one, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and thanks so much. Bye.